And so, M80 taking on Team Mythic. Mythic on a little bit of an upward trajectory in terms of their team success. Let's see if they can bring some of it here. Fine goal next to McHenry and Mouth inside of Connector with the perfect flash from Manx to quick double kill to open this one up for M80.
Those are the sort of resources out of the gates that I was talking about here that they're willing to give Malbs, and Rek gonna knock down Hate as he tries to sneak his way on into the site. You can see freaking Truck Lover left shaken, left wondering what on earth happened to the rest of their roster here, and we'll see if they can try and pick up any of the pieces, but my god, what a fiery start from M80.
Yeah, I think Team Mythic just wanted to turn up the gas, hoping that maybe M80 were going for that four-man B lane. But Mobs was having none of that inside of Connector. A flash, heard every footstep, hit every headshot. Gosh, is this guy so crisp. Now, he could get flanked out here by a Freakazoid, or he could collect the 4K. A couple of options. Or Swisher will get the job done on the crew. That's the pistol round for M80, and it's a hell of a statement to boot.
Yeah, Manx was actually the only one to buy utility there. Everyone else had armor. And so everyone gets $350 upgrade armor right there, which is just dreamy. That's what everyone hopes for when they start off a pistol round on the CT side, is that they don't have to get all those investments in for an extra $1,000 on the armor right there. It's just so cheap. It's going to start your economy off so well. You can see actually everyone is able to afford rifles there, A4s, a lot of them on this team, which is a bit surprising there, but I guess when you have Malbs and Swisher, they can make good work with those guns. Quick and easy there, Wolfie.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna shut things down quite nicely there. No big deal.
Yeah, you know, Mythic, they're a content crew. You know, they'll go ahead and make this round easy for the viewers, easy for us, get the equal round over and done with. 5 players out, playground. Yeah, that's about how it works.
No big deal. Gonna get those snooze fest rounds over with quickly here. Focus on the real deal, the real meat and potatoes, which is these rifle rounds coming on up. Got great utility and Truck Lover sacrificing the Galil there. Got the AKs back it up. Nice little HE toss down range there, doing a little bit of damage to Freakazoid, but they try and take this control towards Fountain pretty quickly here. So they're gonna be testing early what Swisher's capable of doing here on this A side.
There's a 3-man setup, though. You do have Manx inside Connector, but 2 players reside in bathrooms, Swisher and Wolfie. These A1Ss are difficult to deal with. I mean, at this range, you won't really know what hits you. But Mythic playing around it just for the moment, taking the party approach instead of making their way through middle. In the meantime, M80 are fighting for information towards B. Things are about to get real crazy here in long bathrooms. Swisher tested with 3 players on the side. Shadow advantage playing to his favor, though. The first is easy. Can he get anything more? The flashbang to follow up as well. There's a double kill. He's getting walked up on, though. Eventually, Freakazoid will collect, but the multi-kill from Swisher should be enough.
So much information right there. Flom gonna jump spot. That's a lot of information right there. Flom doesn't test it, but they don't expect Manx and Connector. Like you said at the start of this round, there was a 3-man setup. And there's going to be continued frags coming through from Wolfie. He's chasing these frags down, but Flom will wait.
Be patient enough, and Hate from the back of Connector does eventually deal with Manx. M80 step into the firing line, take a bit of punishment. But a 2v2 back into short, but Hate, what a shot. A double dink landed onto Rek, and it puts Malbs up in the clutch. But he's in position to do it, and they're closing the gap in as well. Oh, Malbs here with a real chance. Him versus Flom. And both players dancing around the B site. Oh, the timing could not be worse here for Malbs as he lets his prey go past. Flom gets the reposition.
Oh, this is going to be everything. He has so much time to get tucked in towards short now, and Malbs still doesn't realize where he is.
Starting to get some guesswork going, and now you have to think, where could Flom have gone? And the last thing he's going to think, oh, now you have to be short. He's going to go for it. Sticking the whole darn way. Flom, you got to stop him. Get it off of it. And there it is. Flom will lock it in. The point man for Mythic.
Nicely done right there. Everyone gonna go down in the server, but that was an excellent recovery right there from Mythic. Capitalizing on M80, getting very eager to shut that round down there. Hate, very patient. And the back of Connector finds 2 big kills to turn that around. And it's gonna deliver them success on the opening gun round here. And it's also gonna put some question marks as to what M80 are bringing into the server here. It's a couple MP9s and off in the hands of Wolfie out early, which is good news for that A side, but he's actually going to start the round off towards B at the start. Positioned over towards short here. Getting that early ground here, making sure that they can't take it without using proper utility.
I think one of the things we saw in the Cash Cup circuit, at least didn't feel activated. Let's see if he can get to be that in this round, because Rec, with only the MP9, not able to get that kill across the line versus Truck Lovers, so the man advantage will roll with Mythic. But my eyes are on Wolfie and seeing how he can improve on this map.
Yeah, there's some issues there when it comes to opping on ATK back in the day. And it could be, you know, some of that was being kind of in an inconsistent position in the org as well. And now that he's got that security, M80 backing them, that could be a whole nother story, right? Maybe that can really re-inspire Wolfie, get more opportunities underneath the belt there, which is a lot to be excited about, that's for sure. But for now, not really given the resources over towards that A side. Swisher's really left with a tough task at hand here of defending on this side of the map. But as you can see actually on the mini-map there, the rotations are starting to come on through. You can see Manx joining forces here. You can actually see Wolfie's op going to be joining up as well here. So soon Swisher is going to have that backup. And there's only 20 seconds left. They've got so much read into in this round.
Absolute 3-man stack. Complete anticipation here. And with such little time remaining, you can't make a single mistake, as you're just going to get cleaned up instantly. That wasn't just one mistake. That was just a perfect read from M80. And nothing Mythic can do about that.
I mean, I think Wolfie just having so much sight line towards short for so long. I mean, he probably rotated around 40 seconds left in the round. And when they're not up short with 40 seconds and they haven't even poked or prodded for any of that control there, I think you start to get a good idea of where things are heading. And that was a split-second decision there from Manx to call over not 1, but 2 rotates into that A bomb site, which is really committing that play, but it ends up just working wonderful for them. No one else goes down in that round, and as you can see, I mean, in round number 3, all 10 went down, so that really causes some drastic measures here for the economy right now. Mythic really bringing not much to the table.
Yeah, rotating every single player over. It's the difference between a gamble stack and, you know, just a hard read. Supreme confidence there in the 4-on-4 to stack up that A site. Perhaps a bit of knowledge how their opponent would play. So, full short control. Now some liberties being taken as Max takes the elevated angle. Malbs holds the door.
Did a little counter going of how many times the CT side is able to establish short control. That's going to be a big point of contention here. And it seems like they just continue to establish that ground, even on these gun rounds. But this time on pistols here, they place a lot of faith in Rec in the jump spot right now. Gets that early information. Going to follow it up with an instant smoke dropped out. And he's going to play off that one way.
Yeah, Mythic are doing a pretty good job at siphoning utility. They're making this round take a long time, but eventually you have to go into the meat grinder of Manx. Make that an anti-eco ace. Love to see it.
It's a tough angle right there, man. Especially when you're only on pistols and you're trying to just tap at the toes of Manx. You're doing no damage right there with those leg shots with the Glock. So he's just able to tank all of it, and 35 bullets in that Galil's a dream situation for them.
Ultimate anti-eco weapon right there for Manx. And he's the man to get the job done. 4-1 right now. As Mythic will get themselves back on their financial feet. We need to seek a form of consistency here, because that's been, you know, M80 setups. Their mid-rounds, even the early rounds sometimes. As well, and speak of the devil, there's Swisher just taking an isolated fight, sees Freakazoid, wins the battle.
Now they're getting aggressive towards that A side here, and it starts to feel a little bit suffocating for Mythic. Swisher's taking so many fights on this A side early and winning a lot of them. Putting his teammates up in good positions. He is now 10 kills here already, which is not what Mythic wanted to see out of a very skilled individual. And he's actually taking more ground right now. He's aggressing towards short. He's going to soon peek connector.
There's so much noise being made here short. So much heard, but Swisher takes steps forward. Long does clear it. And Truck Lover hits a nice headshot on the Malbs. The off angle there from Truck Lover. But a trade is back in from Manx. We go equal, still 3-on-3.
Loud on the rotates here is Manx. At least getting himself over towards Graffiti. That should have been heard by the player in short that was tucked in. And as you can see, that's going to be Mythic calling in aggression out of Mox here. But Manx has stuck around and towards Heaven. Needs to win this duel and he will.
Yeah, readjusts for it. Cooper unable to connect, and Rex still inside of Pit. The swing there for Manx, perhaps a little preemptive, and Wreck is only good for the one. The trade, the snapback from Truck Lover's good. And now the plant. Wolfie taking on Truck Lover. Knock scopes in, but he misses, and Truck Lover hits a mad headshot. And that will be the second for Mythic.
Nicely done right there. Truck Lover pulling through a clutch as well. Mythic closing out some of the clutch rounds, which is definitely something that they're going to need here in this series. When we talk about win conditions for underdog rosters, you got to have that clutch factor. You've got to be closing out those 1v1s when you get to those sort of positions. M80 not being able to close out on 2 is going to give Mythic their rounds right now, but again, there's still plenty of money to go around for M80. Still keeping it scrappy. I think some of these mid-round reactions here may be a little bit over-eager. But to be honest, Mythic are doing a great job of punishing some of the aggression in the mid-round there. Maybe struggling in the early stages, but you can see these late takes of control are getting, you know, shut down here quite nicely.
Yeah, M80 took just a couple steps too far inside of B short that previous one. And Mythic were prepared. Mythic were prepared for the aggression. Grouped up. Weapons are not perfect to work with. In fact, the player we've been touting needs to take over the game for Mythic. Cooper still has yet to find a frag, but this is his first round with an op, so now's the time.
Bit of a slow start for him, but he can arrive at any moment's notice, and he's getting helped out by a couple of very nice clutches from some of his teammates here in Flom and Truck Lover, who are now assembling a boost here. A field bean can, as Mythic love and know the name by.
We also have Manx here. Ooh, the timing, is it good? Bad? It's horrible.
Ugh.
As Freakazoid is able to lock in the headshot, Manx looks away. I think Freakazoid had to do a double take there. He's like, oh, I just saw someone as he walks past. But M80 are going to scramble the rotates, and once again, time is running low here for Mythic. You can't make many mistakes. And that's where Swisher is here to capitalize. A quick 2-for-1, but Malbs eventually falls. Wolfie's looking for wallbang. Fires off one, but can't connect onto Flom. And that is looking like a save here for M80. Wolfie will take the op reload, but he's going to back away. And Mythic are looking to pick up their third round here.
Well, Wolfie actually doing a little bit of a double take. They just don't have a smoke, which is the big problem right now.
Yeah.
But they are going to make their way into the site.
I mean, I would recommend the save, perhaps. As well as with Cooper on the line. He hasn't even fired an op shot yet this round. They might get a rude awakening. That's a great kill on a Freakazoid. Rex, though, needs to do too much here. And with that op shot being fired off, Wolfie is going to be forced to save. And I don't think he's going to survive. No, he is not living
done.
here. It's done for Wolfie. And instead of saving here, they lose the round and all their guns.
That's an excellent round right there from Mythic. I mean, a little bit awkward on the entry. I felt like there was some team flashes, but they were able to land some very quick trades. And what's impressive here about Mythic is when you start to run into that resistance, all of the pressure on that site, it feels like it very easily could be something where you hesitate to continue into. But there's no hesitation right now in Mythic. They all, you know, trust the game plan. They all trust the system there of just forcing their way on into that A side of the things. And you know, in doing so, they're able to take the space, land the trades necessary, which is great news here as a 5-man setup here. Again, it's a Galil to deal with the pistols.
Here we go. Hate's gonna have a chance for his anti-HOA. Do you want it? How bad do you want it? Well, Freakazoid's gonna try and jump in with a bit of fun here, and we'll clean up a quad for himself. And the same goes for Mythic's scoreline as we are 4-all.
Nicely done. All tied up there, Mythic. Quickly dispatching of that. No big deal. We'll get back onto the gun rounds here again, the meat and potatoes of this round. We'll see if M80 continue with their mid-round aggression, or if maybe they start to bring it on in. They've had some really good reads in the late rotations and late reactions here, but maybe struggling a little bit in the mid-rounds when it comes to that further aggression and trying to contain space here. See what the game plan is. Zoid eating some HEs once again, but this time a lot more confident in his aggression towards this A side. Really kicking it into gear early.
Did a lot of damage there. Is Flom. But Freakazoid has been sort of the point man in these engagements. He's been taken down quite often, however, and it doesn't legit about the off-angle clear, and he's perfect about it. Instant headshot to Swisher. Not a chance to react. And a great nade as well.
Oh.
A double grenade is perfection here. Mythic so far ahead.
Did they just toss hate 2 HEs to throw? And he actually lands both of them right there, chanking Reckon Malbs to a combined 44. Wolfie, though, with a little bit of late re-aggression here, is, I mean, getting very valuable information. That's going to facilitate a 3-man lean towards this B side, but they're so low on HP still.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good setup, but you just don't have the HP to handle it. But a great flash from Manx. There's a double kill in the mix. Malbs, though, feeling the pressure right now, 14 HP, but it's Flom's 5 on the other end, holding with it off. But the molly, it burns Manx down to 0. But the flank from Wolfie comes through. Double kill is in. The smoke in towards the short pipe as well. Freakazoid is locked out, and M80 have salvaged this.
Yeah, Freaks.
He's saving, you have to.
I mean, it looks like he's got a little bit of intensity on his flank here, but Wolfie's right into that easily. And didn't expect to see him there. But he will take him down with ease right there. Wolfie, great presence of mind to cover that. And it's a heroic flank coming through there from Wolfie that gets the job done.
That is unbelievable. Wolfie just... I thought he was done there from Alves, but he was doing everything he could to buy time for the flank to develop. We saw him clear out towards that playground and fountain position. We thought, okay, it's just information, but it develops into a round-winning play. I wasn't expecting that B defense to hold out as long as it did. But here we are. M80 take the lead.
Just got 2 really incredible anchored players here on this team right now in Rek and Malbs. When it comes to like ECL caliber players, those 2 are definitely high on your list there. But Cooper, he's going to be able to start his fragging endeavor with a 1-for-1 trade there. Swisher sacrificing his life for an open pick there, but gets answered immediately.
Yeah, that's a really bold peek there from Swisher for sure. I mean, he's had success in ready for the op. Oh, but the re-aggression this time around from M80 is perfectly timed. There isn't 3 players waiting for them. Instead, it was only 1, but another swing together, and it's an easy frag back for Cooper. The seesaw teeters back and forth.
It's very fluid, very proactive CT side here that we expect to see from Manx, and honestly that we saw a long time ago. Back when they were on ATK here, so they still keep some of that same structure around them of that very fluid, very mobile CT side that just flows throughout the map. Constant aggression coming on through here. They're going to stick to that game plan, but this time it feels like Cooper is ready on both ends and is starting to fill the feed here. Definitely something that M80 don't want to see as they're in gold, certain to head in towards this B side here. Bomb is committed 25 seconds. Again, not a lot of time left for Mythic to kick it into gear here.
Cooper's off starts taking peeks into the shadow spotted. Oh, Malbs, he puts Cooper down to 0 on the fall back through the wall. Gets it done, and Manx as well. Great reposition. Even the molly somehow doesn't burst on top of him. 5 seconds here for hate, and there's simply no time. Might go for the advanced way to save. Oh, time here. Down to $300 and 0 HP. No gun save for hate as M80 extend the lead.
That's tough right there. Going down after time, just trying to play inside that smoke. He maybe could have made some magic happen if he had an extra 5 seconds or so, but that's not the case. That's not the reality, and that's going to devastate the economy. I guess Freakazoid can maybe go for like a full save here, but he actually drops a couple Tech 9s instead, so might get a bit of a half buy in here, getting a couple bits of utility, a little bit of upgraded firepower. We'll see what they can deliver here.
Let's see, as we're looking at a con sprint here with the Tech 9, it's a bit of a classic strategy, but as the door gets blown open, it's a crossfire, it's a death sentence. 2 kills there for Malbs. Swisher gets his 1 and does eventually get traded, but the damage is done. Down 2 players, and both remaining here for Mythic are armorless. This should be a simple cleanup, unless Flom has got something mad to uncork here.
Got a nice position for himself, but Malbs hasn't really given him the fights that he's hoping for here just yet. His teammate has just been taken down here. Now, important that he maybe can take care of Malbs. That's exactly what he's hoping for right there. Won't allow him to get onto that AK. And he still wants a little bit more. He's not ready to just donate his life. But that's exactly what he'll do. Rec will actually take the peek, take the fight. We'll close that round down with ease.
7-4. A little awkward at times, but it was never really a winning formula for Team Mythic. Another purchase to be brought to the table. However, and how will things change? I think M80 have had their finger on the pulse when it comes to the defense. To be honest, I haven't seen Mythic necessarily walk into an empty site. It's actually, the rounds that they've won have been just them dominating the early round and turning it into a simple conversion. Or sometimes a gritty 1v1 at the end. They have 2 of those to their names. These rounds have not been clean for Mythic, and they're really in need to find one. If they do, M80 might be on the back foot.
Yeah, they've had some good game plans. Like you said, maybe a couple of clutches here or there have helped them out in this half, for sure, but you still have some promise when it comes to, you know, punishing some of the aggression that has come through. You have good rounds out of Cooper with his AWP. I mean, that have posted up for some nice kills. And it feels like Mythic have come through with the understanding that they are going to be pressed on this T side, judging by how long they use that clock here. But a great HE, again, just consistently chucking off these A players here.
What a double setup he has here. I mean, it's surely indomitable as Wolfie strikes down with the next. He's even ready for top connector. Don't want to swing this here if you're Flom. Jiggle peek. Oh, Wolfie will fire off, though, a bit preemptively, but he's going to go for the re-peek, and it's absolute dominance from M80. They are running rampant right now.
Yeah, that's a great setup right there, and especially helps when Swisher just knocks down 2 heads immediately, right? There's not a lot you can say about that. It was honestly, you know, a little bit late from Wolfie to arrive onto the scene, but he lands his 2 kills as well. That starts things off in a pretty devastating 4v1. All the while, they have a long flank coming through. So these setups are just so incredibly deadly. And again, it's really good reads out of the gate here. I mean, that's an off-spawn setup that M80 call out, and it's going to work out that well for them. So it feels like now at this point, we're getting to a position where M80 can do no wrong.
Here we go. Just a fast rush, but without a flashbang, it's just an incredible crossfire. It's going to be another mow down on 3K for Swisher. Full house on the A site. Wolfie and Swisher, yet another round for them.
I mean, so far in the last 2 rounds, got 9 kills dealing with the gun round, and then the ego with ease. Mythic are kind of feeding the beast right now when it comes to Swisher as well. His KD continues to rise. His ADR is a skyscraper right now, 162.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
I mean, 160 ADR is like an easy 2.0 rating so far. To put that into perspective. Nuclear performance out of Swisher at the moment.
He wants more.
Oh, and he might get some because Flom right around the corner, but Flom will pass the test. Wolfie, bit of a late flick there as well, and for once, Mythic are walking away with an opening advantage, but M80 are not going to sit on their hands and wait. They're chasing down inside of Monster, and they've cleared it all out.
They're just starting to rotate off. They're starting to book it over towards that A side, and that smoke's gonna buy so much valuable time right now.
Knife out! Oh no! And it goes back. It's a 4-on-4, but it gets worse here for Mythic. M80 have them boxed in, a flank developing from Malbs. and wreck inside of short. But that kill from Truck Lover on a Manx could turn things around. Wolfie's AWP needs to do everything here, but it's a missed shot. Wolfie won't be able to escape into bank, and too late to the scene here are these flanking players from M80. The bomb will go down scot-free. They might lose one on the way out as Flom will fall. 2v2 now. He's gone up close, and Cooper has no idea that's a possibility. Truck Lover needs to clutch, and M80 know exactly where he is. Jiggle peek. Put in smoke as well on a dumpster. Charges on through, and the 2v3 retake is there for M80.
Nice and easy right there in the 2v3. Both flanks find a kill, and yeah, it looked like maybe they were going to arrive a little bit too late onto the scene right there, but in the clutch situation, they don't expect both flanks to come on through there. Just, I mean, honestly, maybe a couple seconds off there, and it would have been called over that the other player could be bathrooms just because Truck Lover was taking that position deep in towards jump up, but not in time. And they keep the 2 AKs there because Wolfie has plenty of money to buy an op because this half has gone so well for M80 throughout the grand scheme of things. And we'll see if Mythic can find one extra round, but it does feel like we're seeing some of that superior firepower. Some of the best ECL players step up to the plate and deliver this map.
Wolfie posted up. Truck Lover gets closer and walks to his doom. Easy off angle there for Wolfie. And even Flom is next to eat a tag. Wolfie wide swings him with dual Berettas in short and takes him down. Yeah, right.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Confidence shown from Wolfie here. 14-4 for himself. A great performance with that AWP here. Cooper, on the other hand, kind of counterpart, has gotten 2 kills so far, and it's been in 1 round, but he's starting to step up here maybe late into this half. The issue is there's a double swing coming through soon. Manx will take care of him, and it's just 8 left standing, and not for long here, as Wolfie will cap off the half here with a 4K. We will be right on back after a break.
And we're taking off the second half as we're quickly jumping into the middle of this pistol round. This one was quick. A fast B rush doesn't go M80's way, it seems, as we're taking away this second half. All right, so Mythic pick up the pistol round. I think we're kind of getting thrown right into it. A little baptism of fire here, but a start here for Mythic.
Absolutely necessary pistol. I'll say that much if they want to build up a big success story in the CT side. And what's even better is that they denied the bomb plant. So we're going to see M80 come through with just pots and pans here. $700 Deagle in the hands of Malbs. Can actually do some damage.
I don't know where you're getting that one from, Cole. I've never seen mobs.
Never seen a round go wrong where Malbs is the only one on the team with a Deagle.
Yeah, that's 100%
nothing crazy
correct,
has happened.
Nah, he's just like, it's just a Deagle.
Yeah, shouldn't be able to do too much with it, honestly. Especially if Cooper doesn't give him a fight.
I mean, that is true. Cooper, oh, but he's coming back in. And there he goes. See you later. But this round, it might just be the one. You'd have to think. His mouth will eventually fall. And, well, I mean, that's kind of Malb's Deagle in a nutshell. Good for one. Hammers a shot to the head, but that's it.
Yeah, nothing too crazy right there. But as we've said, you know, we kind of made a joke, I think, with a lot of the Cash Cup circuit of Swisher being good for one with the Deagle. Now they have two players that are good for one with the Deagle, and Malbs as well. Dang, which makes it a very scary eco team.
What if you put together a team of 5 players that were good for one with a Deagle?
Oh, gosh.
I can't believe it, but I'm surprised no org is actually...
Counter-Strike right there.
Yeah, why hasn't an NA org decided to do that yet? I really don't know. Anyways, that's a mystery that will be unsolved for a little bit, as M80 are back on the buy, and Manx falls immediately to begin this one. But, oh, I think Cooper's made a little too much headway for Swisher's liking. I think Swisher absolutely knows, and that's an easy headshot as well. Truck Lover's in some trouble. Stop from Fountain, and too many angles to deal with. Swisher will get another.
Yeah, Freakazoid fighting right back, though, with 2 of his own. Delivering in a big way with that A1S, but won't be tested again here. Instead, they're going to be heading in towards the MP9s, which is probably a more ideal target here for M80. Do have to crack on through a couple individuals here in Hate and Flom, but at least you're going with the lesser weaponry, and Malbs has actually jumped past the crosshair of Hate, which could be really interesting. Yeah, you can see a lot of damage has been done.
Yeah, and there's still only 50 seconds remaining. Not just only. Plenty of time to work with here, especially now that Swisher gets his 3rd kill of the round. Flom unable to do it with the MP9, and you can see that M80 were able to regroup and attack this site. Hate 16 HP behind the pillar. He's just hoping and praying someone gives them a back, and they will. 2 kills for Hate. 16 HP, though, with only the MP9. It's going to be very difficult. Oh. He almost gets it done, but Wolfie comes away with the headshot, and M80 will just barely scrape around.
Actually just chews through Wolfie right there and almost gets the job done. But with 1 HP, 1 shot from death away, he's able to close out that clutch there. And it's a sigh of relief among the M80 camp, as they could have been walking into that a little bit sour, a little bit frustrated that they didn't close things out right there. It was a great position from Hate. It was a nice try, but not going to be enough in the end here. And it's still going to leave them in the same situation. Another scrappy purchase coming through.
It's going to be tough, but we'll see what the rest of Mythic can do. Not anything of note as Swisher hammers a headshot. And there's another as Hate falls next. This was a 3-man A setup. Now 0 here. A 2v5 that M80 have landed themselves in.
Yeah, it's a really well-coordinated T side there, punishing all the aggression. Everyone kind of defaulting about, finds their kills, and did feel like Mythic kind of sent themselves into the wolves on that A side, just trying to take those fights. But as we've said here, with these big advantages that swing in their way, never a big rush here from M80 to win the round. They'll continue to default things out, trying to figure out where these individuals are. This time they're over towards the A side here, which could be spotted out by Mank soon, as he flanks in towards long. They're not exposed though, and I wonder if that's going to call on the bomb back, or if if they're just going to continue to dive in towards B, that's exactly what they'll do. But they won't meet any resistance here.
Yeah, Manx is going to clear out the whole site, and I think it might just dawn on Manx where these players might be coming from. Didn't quite clear out graffiti to its fullest. 2 mollies will do, and it's going to be a save for Mythic, but it's not a lot to save. Man, just M80. When the tactics don't really thrive, and they have been, for the record, the individuals sure do.
That's what they've brought to the team here. A lot of firepower. I mean, even Manx coming through has been influential. So much on this team here. But Freakazoid able to spin right there for the kill. Not too bad. It's a Galil that they'll hold on to. And actually, Flom can upgrade onto that A1S if he's feeling a little bit frisky. There is a lot of firepower on this team here. There's so much to talk about right now. Again, the addition of Malbus was very exciting here. I think a lot of people are looking forward to that. It's kind of elevated them to what feels like more consistent opportunities to be at the top. But again, I mean, on the other side of things, we have Manx coming through, and I've really liked the work that he's done. Again, just talking about the qualifications that this roster has made it through, being able to with his old teams and like a static, beating teams like Big to qualify for challenger events, which is a big deal for NA teams as well, who are looking to lock that down. Very exciting stuff about the potential of this roster, but a B rush coming through is the potential right now.
Yeah, this is brutally fast. And Page just gets running gun spammed through the smoke, and there is Swisher somehow coming away with the double kill there. Respective truck lover for Dinks, but that's not enough to win this kind of round. 14-6 now for M80 as they're looking to put on the any percent T side speed run of Overpass.
Yeah, getting this job done quickly, it feels like. Not gonna hesitate at all. They're just rushing down range towards that B side. Looking fantastic. And again, I kind of talked about Mythic being able to play up to their level of their opponents, but I do feel like they are not being able to level up right here and now. Obviously, they're struggling with some of the individual performances that we're seeing on this team. It's a great map from Wolfie, but Swisher cannot be unnoticed here. He's just absolutely dominating in some of these gun rounds.
And on the flip side, Cooper has hardly had an AWP to work with for this entire series. Especially on overpasses, where you want him to put in work. But simply said, he has not been present. It's going to have to be Freakazoid at long bathrooms. Oh, and his back is turned for the moment. Again, shadow advantage for the first fight. So he'll get it, but not the next. Just barely off the mark there. So a quick 1-for-1, and Manx certainly happy with that. Cooper is going to have to do it with the A1S. He eats a tag immediately. No utility to play with either. Nowhere to stand! You can't go there! Oh, there's an extinguish at least from his teammate to keep him locked in battle, but it doesn't stop him from getting himself eviscerated. Hate falls next, and that's that. 2 versus 4. Mythic, I don't want to try it, but the scoreline begs that you do. It's like a 4th and long here for Team Mythic, but I think they just have to give it up and punt it away.
Yeah, it's such a devastating position to be in. Like you said, you know the scoreline here isn't favoring you any, and you know you're going to have to be fighting for your life here at every last round, but you know the reality of going for this retake is just going to mean that you're going to be on pistols for the next, so they will at least keep what little they can bring and try their luck in the future. But that's like nightmare fuel for Cooper and those A players trying to rotate in with the effectiveness of that execute being so punishing. They've got an early tag there with great coverage from Wolfie with the op, and then you try to get towards safety and you can't because you're getting chased down here, but everyone goes down here. Truck gonna find some nice exits and at least give him something, but it actually does allow him to purchase another A1S and some extra utility, so they bring in a pretty effective purchase.
But effective purchase, I mean, one effective purchase doesn't just bridge a 9-round deficit. Series point, I wouldn't say series point, but map point, at least. Me just reading off the top bar. Here for M80. The next map of the series is their pick, so things are looking quite bright here for M80, especially as Rec opens up with the first. But Truck Lover is, I mean, these last two have been pretty good. I think this has been the one bright spot on this map. Really, for Mythic, he's been the one making big individual plays. He's gonna try and make another as he gets... Was attempted to be flashed through the smoke. Oh, the spam from Manx barely misses. And in fact, a real opportunity now for Mythic. They could turn it around. Manx in a 1v3 being closed down on every angle. Mythic will scoop this one up.
And all the damage that Truck Lover did 2 rounds prior is actually going to be very costly now. You can see M80, their economy devastated, and all of a sudden this map could be a little bit more difficult to close out here if you're M80. We'll see for how long they do struggle, which I don't think it's going to be too terribly long. I think they'll get the job done, you know, relatively soon. But hey, you know, if you make them work for this closure, it might set a little bit of frustration in when they know that they you made some overextensions in the late stages of this game to try and hunt things down, try and maybe get some extra kills for their stats there, and then instead, what those mistakes mean is that, you know, this could be a little bit more difficult than they bargained for.
Let's see. That missed smoke from Freakazoid does actually just hand over con control to M80, and they're taking even more from that as well. Rec has already taken front bathrooms without spending a drop of utility. M80 have ground to work with.
Not exactly what you hope for when you're up against the pistols here, and that sort of swing is bold from Cooper. He sticks around a long time there, but that's an early bomb drop right there from Freakazoid. That's going to give over a lot of information, and they're not really going to get too much there. Cooper just getting those repeaks in.
Get them while you can, because when rifles arrive, things are going to get a whole lot harder here for Mythic. But 8 on the board. It's not bad. We're kind of looking for that 10 mark. And hey, Cooper heating up. Sure, pistols, but confidence, it can work out. Cooper could just say to himself, hey, I got 3 kills. I can do it. Oh, but you've just been sat right down. I forgot who was in this. I forgot who was in the server here, Cole. I forgot who was in the server.
Just got to keep the trend true. That's going to dampen the confidence a little bit, but hey, he still got his 3 kills. Again, started out the very early parts of this game with 2 kills on a round that they lost, but 2 really nice, you know, picks with the op that he hasn't really had that much in the first half, and he's now getting his chance to use in the second, but it feels like it's all a little bit too late for him to really arrive as well. But there's still 7 chances, so hey, maybe they can make some magic happen here. Again, as we've said before, at least build some confidence here heading into Vertigo, which is going to be some pretty difficult territory.
Yo, but imagine if he pulled the trigger there.
That'd be crazy.
I don't think you can wallbang through that, but
Maybe with an op.
I think he would be cheating, Cole. I think that would be the case.
Yeah. Just happy little accident is that he turns away from the flash and gets himself tucked in towards connector just in time.
Grit your teeth for that one. It's messy all over, but M80 will sink their teeth into the B site now as Truck Lover's down. It's Flom down inside a pit, and Manx the IGL locks in the headshot and probably the map, as Freakazoid was the only response on the map here for Team Mythic. Tossing nades out of heaven, but it's looking like an M80 map. We were expecting it. We saw just the great moments that the squad was having as well. Mythic, they had a couple of rounds for themselves. I mean, it was Freakazoid. It was Truck Lover. And hey, Freakazoid, he's throwing his hat into the ring, but 2 HP and back turn to Manx. It's going to end there. At least an effort there out of Team Mythic towards the end, but M80 is going to Pro League for a reason, and I think it shows here.
They put on that sort of performance right there. A lot of individual effort coming through out of Swisher in that first half, just dominating the server, making it incredibly difficult.